interested in becoming a sound healer? Does the idea of helping people to relax and get into a deep meditative state appeal to you? If so, you've come to the right place. My name is Rasa Priya, and I'm with Maui Sound Healing. And in this video, we're going to be discussing what is sound healing. Can anyone become a sound healer? What are the various tools used in sound healing? And finally, how to actually become a sound healer step by step. So if you like what you see so far, please hit that subscribe button. I'll be sharing bits and tips of information on how to really improve your sound healing experience. Thank you. So what is sound healing? Sound healing is an ancient practice that has been used for thousands of years all over the world, in many different forms. Sometimes it's through instruments such as drums, Tibetan bowls, or gongs. Sometimes it's oral in the way of chants and mantras and tones. In modern times, sound healing is really gaining in popularity. People from all walks of life are going into that experience open. Even with no previous meditation knowledge, they're able to lay back and experience a form of meditation. Sound healing is also making its way into the hospitals and into the research centers. Binaural beats and isochronic tones are being considered as a therapy for PTSD. There's a Japanese scientist, Masaru Emoto, who did photography on water crystal formation. And what he found was that different types of sounds, frequencies, intensities, and even words affected the way these water crystals were formed. They had a direct influence. Now, our bodies are made of mostly water, so you might imagine how the body can be affected by sound. Something that I like to remember is when I was young, my grandmother, I would get these stomach pains, and I think I was about 4 or 5 or so, and I had stomach pains going through some stressful times. So my grandmother would put her hand on my belly and just kind of sing to me. And the tone was so soothing. Of course, I could not really articulate it in my brain at that time, but the end result was it was so calming, so healing. So sound, all sound, can be used as a healing modality. One question I get asked all the time is, can anyone become a sound healer? And the answer is, of course. If you can make a sound, you can become a healer. I'm going to use the example of massage. Anyone can touch another person in a therapeutic way with the intention of love and healing. Mothers know that when they go to relieve their little one by touching them, it can provide some sense of comfort. And that's basically a healing touch. Now, another example is massage. And there are differences in the quality of the experience based on education, experience, and intention. So, yes, anyone can become a sound healer, but how far you want to go really depends on you. What are you willing to put into it? Do you want to spend time and dedication to this particular area? Can you get out of the way and let just be a channel for what is wanting to come through? That's the hard part. So what are the tools and instruments used in sound healing? Well, the most common are the crystal singing bowls, the Tibetan bowls, and the gong. Probably because they're easy to play, yet very effective. When the receiver is experiencing the crystal bowls and the gong, they can feel the vibrations. It's a very palpable experience. Some of the accessories used are chimes, tuning forks, and all kinds of little trinkets. They're designed to provide a little bit of contrast and even help the transitions from going from one sound to the next. Now, as far as musical instruments, you can use almost anything. Almost anything that's gentle. I guess it depends on the type of sound healing you're doing, though. I personally use the handpan, the Native American flute, guitar, violin, didgeridoo, and the sarod. Each one produces its own effect. The Native American flute and drum are great for shamanic work. It's really good in digging up the shadows, finding what we need in order to heal our wounding. The sarod, played in raga, is very effective at producing emotion. And we know that our emotions are often tied to childhood trauma, to triggered responses. So these are some of the ways that the instruments are used, and you can use just about any instrument, except for maybe the saxophone. So how can you become a sound healer, step by step? Well, it's really quite simple. First, get yourself some bowls, or maybe a gong, and simply start. Find some relatives, some friends, your puppy, whoever's willing to lay there for you for a bit of time, and do your thing. See what happens. It's also really helpful to go to sound healing events and see what others are doing, how they approach the evening, how they speak to the crowd, how they set their intention, what kind of work they do. For those interested in a little deeper education, you can visit my school, Sacred Sound Academy, on my website, mauisoundhealing.com. There, I show you how to start. We will discuss the types of bowls and the qualities they produce, the effects they produce. Same with the gong. What kind of gong shall you get? What should you spend? And there are many factors in these decisions. We also look at the business model, how to start your business with hardly any money at all, how to do marketing, how to network. What are the technical requirements for sound healing? Can I create a soundscape myself in order to implement binaural beats and isochronic tones? And finally, how to really develop a quality product. And what I mean by that is this. As I mentioned earlier in the video, anyone can become a sound healer, but there are big differences in the way that people hold space. And what that depends on is their own internal process. Do they have an agenda? What's the ego like? Is it an attachment to result? Am I trying to project a specific experience onto you? Or am I simply holding space for your own journey? And there is a big difference. So anyways, my name is Rasa Priya. I'm with Maui Sound Healing, and please visit my site, mauisoundhealing.com, for videos and more information. And thank you for spending this moment with me.